I'm going in. We don't do all of that talking, bro. We going in. Yeah, everything's a go when I'm on the end. Gangsta, 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 where I begin. I'm going in. We going in.
It ain't no sit down, fuck talking. Ain't no chit chat, you touch mine, it's fuck yours. Get my lick back, we pulled up and doubled down. Yeah, we hit back, then party hard and drink up, nigga.
What's
Yo,
up?
yo, yo. What's good? What's goody? What's goody? Frost, my man. What's goody?
Man, I can't even call it. I'm excited right now because we actually had some people help out with what we asked the other day. So we're gonna get into that in just a few. But sorry about us running late today, everybody. We had some technical difficulties and we were trying to get all that handled. Good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
For the why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, man, for everybody who's tuning live or looking at the replay, however you may slay, welcome to Kickstandz Down with your main man, Trouble, aka Left Lane Bully. And who you might be, bro?
Of course, you already know it's that one guy, Frost, out here trying to, help change the narrative and give another perspective with my bro over here, Trouble, at Kickstandz Down Podcast. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and show some love. Get in these comments. Let's hear from you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before we get started with tonight's episode, we want to say we appreciate all the viewers. We appreciate all the love and support. But just want to let you know this podcast with me and my bro are our thoughts and opinions only. All right. It has nothing to do with our prospective clubs or who we may or may not represent. However, we're going to dive in. Frost, let's talk about the epic movement that Kickstandz Down just did under a year. We ain't even been rolling a good year yet.
So, which one are you talking about? Because, we got the
Oh no.
views.
Oh, I love the
We,
views too. Let's talk
we,
about
we
it
got
all.
the viewers.
Yeah.
And, we did a little special something this weekend and put the word out on a toy drive that was going on through Toys for Tots for some children in need. And we actually had a good turnout on that too. So there was some gifts that was gotten, and these kids are able to get some stuff for Christmas, which is a blessing. So we do want to say thank you to everyone that contributed. You know, if you were one of the contributors, we have already personally told you thank you. Some people didn't want their identities out there. They just wanted it to be a blessing and wanted to stay anonymous. So, blessings to all of you that did help. What do you think about it, man? You seen the pictures on social.
Hey, it's awesome. It warms my heart. Um, we got up there. We did a impromptu show. To be honest with you, me and my bro were just having a conversation. It's like, hey, listen, man, you wanna jump on? We were actually trying to do it during the week, but work schedule and other things happen, which everybody goes through. But I'm just ecstatic about the response that everybody that who did contribute uh, gave. And yeah, man, I just want to. I hope that we can get some pictures of the kids, or at least some pictures of people stopping by and getting the gifts and things of that nature. I would love it. I would love to see it because that's something that we did, that we threw out, and our followers and viewers, they kicked in, man. So that's what it's about. It's about helping out, man. I mean, we're in this we're in this world for a reason. Everybody's here for a reason. You might not know your reason. You might not know your season, but trust me, you'll figure it out when it happens. But yeah, man, it's awesome. What's up, Big Bone? Yard Clips Unofficial. Red, what's happening?
So Red said the box may be full, but we are still collecting until Wednesday. So that's just for this toy drive, ladies and gentlemen. Now there is another thing going on. It's called Heat the Streets, and that one is to give blankets to those in need. You know, some people that may be homeless or low income or whatever that just might need some extra warmth, then definitely send those in as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got a few in the trunk. I gotta get the mailing address, but I got a few in the trunk too that I can go ahead and kick it off with.
Yeah, make sure you hit this email down here on the ticker at the bottom of the screen, kickstandsdown@gmail.com. And that's with a Z, everybody. So you can always contribute that way, or you're more than welcome to send Cash App to the Cash App at the bottom of the screen. And like we did with these toys, anything that you send, we will gladly go to the store, get it, and we will send you a receipt. That way you get to see it and see what your money went to. And there's someone right there that helped out, and you know we're blessed for that. Thank you, everybody. This is
Yeah,
Trouble's mom. So everybody say hey and thank you because she did help out, and we're grateful for the assistance that we was able to get.
absolutely. I want everybody to say, "Hey, Mama Shirley," in the comments if you can. Show Mama Shirley some love. Hey, Mama Shirley. So what we on tonight, bro?
So we wanted to get on here, say thank you, and get the conversation going a little bit about that whole giving back thing that we was on the other day, and just how awesome it felt to be able to see the help that was uh able to be gotten. And like I said, it was just cool because that was short notice, so to be able to pull anything off at all, yet alone what we was able to do, that's always a blessing.
And you know what? That's if not. No, I can't say it's the main reason, but that's one of the reasons why I rock so hard with the community, man, with the whole set in general, with the whole biker lifestyle. Because, yeah, we do a lot of pound and ground, we do a lot of politics, do a lot of conversations, we do a lot of arguing, we do a lot of disagreements. I mean, it's full of whatever you could think of, right? But when it's time to do something that's bigger than yourself, that's when you really find that true brotherhood, that true sisterhood, when you can lean on somebody and be like, hey, listen, man, me and my team got this and that third going on, man. We need some help doing this, that, and the third. Hey, say less. Let me make a phone call. Conversation rules the nation. We talk about it all the time, but it's serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Without conversation, there would be none of this stuff that we got going on. You know, the light bulb. It wouldn't be none of this. You know, this is. I'm sitting on a deck right now, right? If the the head of the guy that has the job that does all of this work, if he doesn't communicate with his guys, this deck wouldn't be built. You know what I'm saying? And from the address down to the material. So conversation, man, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it for real, for real. Red, hey, Mama Shirley.
I know, right?
She extended it. Hey,
So
look, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was about to say, man, it's getting cold, right? So, North Carolina, she's a bipolar female, right? So, I was having a conversation today with the guy at a gas station, and it was ironic. He was like, "Hey, man, are you from such and such?" I was like, "What do you mean? You mean born and raised?" He was like, "Nah, nah, just from such and such." I was like, No, I'm from such and such. He was like, well, I've seen you in your club riding, man, and I think you guys are pretty cool. Hey, but don't you put your bikes up for the winter? So when he said that, it had me thinking, right? A lot of people say, what do they say? Riding season, right? What do you think about riding season?
So, as you know, and I can actually get the videos, put it up on social or whatever. But I've ridden in the snow. It doesn't bother me a bit. So I don't mind getting out here, whether it's snowing or whatever. I don't believe in riding season. I'm ready to ride. I've got some people that'll say, man, it's raining or blah, 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 or this or that. It's cold or whatever. And I don't believe in none of that. I'll get out there and ride.
Yeah.
And some people don't. Um, Personally, to each their own. Some people, it's a comfort thing. They don't feel
Hmm.
comfortable riding in that kind of environment. And if you've ridden in the cold weather, especially you, I know you have, so I know you know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Sometimes, it gets so cold that you stiffen up a little bit. So it's not always as easy to maneuver. But that's
Hmm.
why they've got the protective stuff that they've got now. They've got heated gear and all that. I ain't got none of that. I throw on a duster and some gloves and I'm ready to go. But I mean, they do got that heated gear. So if you need that, then go get that. But I don't believe in the riding season. What about you?
Yeah, I don't believe in quotation riding season. Um, when I first got my 1,000, right? It was cold. I think it was around September. It was starting to get chilly. But when I actually started to learn how to actually ride the 1K, right? It was cold. You can ask Mama Shirley. She was right there. I would open up the garage because I kept it in there. Put on I mean, at the time frame, dude, I had no gear. I had a hoodie and the mesh motorcycle jacket, right? The
Yep.
stuff for the for the summer, right? So I'm thinking, oh, it ain't that bad out here. I'll just put this on, put me some gloves on, and I'm gonna learn how to ride this bike. Self taught, did YouTube trainings, whatever. I made all left turns and then all rights, and then went to the graveyard, which is literally 1,000 feet, maybe, yeah, about 1,000 feet away from the house. So went there and turned around, no license plates, whatever. I'm learning how to ride. So riding season, I don't get it. If I want to ride, I want to ride. You know what I'm saying? Not unless it's some sleet on the ground or I'm just tired and I don't feel like layering up because now I layer up. I've did too many 32-degree nights and 27-degree nights on the sports bike coming from Rocky Mount having to go to Raleigh riding at 110, 120 miles an hour with the wind
Yep.
chill of 30, which means that I really technically rode in 14-degree weather. Yeah. And then couldn't get off the bike when I got home. So I done did it. I don't believe in riding weather. I mean, riding season. But what I do believe is winterizing your bike, two different things. Now, if you know for a fact that, hey, listen, I got to knock something out, I got work to do, I ain't gonna be able to ride the bike for an excess of months. Hey, make sure you learn how to winterize your bike. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because you don't want those fluids in there. And God forbid if you don't have a garage or somewhere to keep the bike warm, you don't want those fluids in there and they getting old, so to speak. You don't want the weather if it's outside. You don't want the elements. If you got a sports bike, you want your chains. You got to pay attention to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? As far as winterizing, if you're not going to be an active rider, I believe in active riders. Okay, summer, spring, winter, fall, whatever. If you want to get active, holla at your boy Trouble. We can get into
And
it.
I'm right there with you. If you ain't going to then take the steps necessary to, make sure everything's going to be good. But if you are going to ride it year round, then make sure you actually ride it year round. I mean, some places I understand, y'all get 6, 8 feet of snow. Yeah, that's a little different, but where we're at, we don't get snow like that really in North
Nah,
Carolina. It's mainly cold or ice. So
that's it.
you
That's it.
that's what you got to watch out for. But
Yeah.
the places that get the snow and all that stuff and do freeze further up north, we understand completely. But as far as where we're at, I mean, we hear people say riding season in North Carolina, and I just don't see it.
I don't understand it, but what you do have to look out for is, ladies and gentlemen, don't be out here on no dummy mission, okay? So if you've never ridden in the cold, make sure that you properly warm first off before you get on the bike. Do some inspections. All right. Inspect everything. Get your tire pressure, make sure your signals, make sure your lights is good, you know, just tamper around with your bike. Make sure it's straight before you start listening to music, putting your earbuds in and all of that good stuff, know the rhythm to your bike. All right. That way you can understand when something is wrong or when something's about to go wrong. With me, I get on my bike. I listen to it. I crank it up. I sit there. I walk away from it. I sit on it. I rev the engine. I'm listening. I'm listening for ticks. I'm listening for tinks. I'm listening for every damn thing. You hear me? So I'm feeling the ride. I'm getting comfortable with it. I'm when I first started, I used to always look down to switch the gears. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm a rider, you don't have to do that. But at the same time, be in tune with your bike. Colder weather, you need to let your bike warm up. You need to let that tire heat up a little bit because what's going to happen is if you don't let that tire heat up a little bit, yeah, slip and slide, baby. You know how they say dress for the slide and not the ride. Yeah. That's a true statement. Your boy, active member. Oh yeah, sports bike went down bad too. But I'm good. But I've seen worse. So what I'm saying is like the colder weather, it brings out different elements, right? So like for example, say like it's 42 degrees, not really that cold in mine if you got the right gear. You got a -10 on the bike, right? So we're at 32, so we just above freezing, right? So say like for example, you do a party or whatever, you go to a party, you're feeling good, you done had a few drinks, so you really don't feel the cold. Your bike's still been outside feeling the cold. Pay attention to these bridges. That's your worst enemy. These drawbridges and these regular bridges, that's your worst enemy because bridges freeze up faster than the street does. Period. I don't care what nobody say. We can argue in the comments. We can argue up here on the show, or we can argue in the email. Once you like, share, and subscribe, and then be like, "Hey, yo, trouble! I got a subscription, but I got a problem with what you said. Let's get it. Let's get it." But pay attention to your elements. All right. Summertime, you already know you can crank it up, get and go. Wintertime, take a little bit more time out. You know, when you first get a bike, right? And these are for the new riders, older riders, riders that have never been in the class. Feel like, hey, listen, I learned back when my father used to. Da, 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 da." Okay, all right, cool, all right, but still, it don't make you a simp. It don't make you weak to go to the class. Just being honest. I went to the class. I did the class a couple of years ago. You know, I'm on that little 250 throwing that thing. Ha, ha, ha. He was like, man, you know how to ride. I'm like, yeah, I do. But I'm coming here so y'all can teach me something that I'm not aware of. So with that being said, stay hungry. Like we talk about set stuff, we talk about club stuff, right? Education never stops, right? So stay hungry. So when you out here and you see somebody doing something with their bike that you're not familiar with, ask questions. They might not want to answer your question, but ask somebody else or keep it in the back of your mind and look it up. Like I said, I started off with YouTube. I didn't know how to ride a bike. You know what I'm saying? So I went to YouTube, and then when I did YouTube for a year, I went out and brought my first helmet and my first mesh jacket. Took pictures in it. Biker. Man, ain't no damn biker. You know what I'm saying? But I was studying for the public. But learn however you learn. You know what I'm saying? I taught the missus in there how to ride. She's used to dirt bikes, right? Four. What's up, bro?
Mean to do that.
Oh, you said one
So
minute.
no, I was telling you, hang on 1 second because I clicked the wrong thing. I was trying to bring me back and I took you away. But
Mm.
you were saying you taught your old lady how to ride and she's used to dirt bikes, and that's the same
Right.
with me and Red. But
Y'all
keep
used to
going.
dirt
Tell
bike?
us about that.
Oh, okay, okay, my bad, my bad. So yeah, I had to let her know. I mean, a lot of people say once you know how to drive a stick, you know how to ride a bike. Not necessarily, but I get why they say that because there is a shifting concept, right? The main difference is what?
The
What, ladies and
clutch
gentlemen?
and the location.
There you go. That's it. That's the real difference. If you know how to go through them, you know how to go through them. So my suggestion for those up here who are new to riding, new to all of this information, I do got to say thank you for tuning in. But I do have to say, in my honest opinion, go to the class. However, if you choose not to, and you've already gotten a bike, right? Friction point. Remember that word. If you don't remember anything that I say, remember friction point. First off, know how to start the bike up. First off. But second off, friction point. Play with that friction point. And that's what I taught her. You know, it was cold outside. And the reason why I did it like that is because mind over matter. You have to be able to concentrate on the bikes. All right. You got to be able to concentrate in general. However, on the bike is you, that machine, and everybody else. So basically, you against the world. There's no covering, right? I don't own a suit that if I fall off, it's going to blow up and then I get to roll around and I'm safe. You understand what I'm saying? So being conscious, you know, that's why I said, Frost, in these driver's educational books, right? Driver's ed, they need to put at least 10 motorcycle questions in there, regardless if
Yep.
you're going to get a motorcycle or not. You know what I'm saying? It's the awareness. Just like go, get out and look for the truckers. Same thing for the bikers, man. You know what I'm saying?
You
You ain't
know,
necessarily got to get out and look, but you get it though,
it
right?
would help to at least put the bikes in on the whole changing the lanes thing, or watching where you're actually turning, making sure you're paying attention to your blind spots, all that kind of stuff. Because sometimes when you're in a cage, you don't see that bike or you don't hear that bike. And nowadays, they're making bikes quieter and quieter. So, you know, I've seen some nice 1000s go by and it sounded like a 250 because you just couldn't hear it. So you got to make sure that you pay attention. And yeah, my son wanted to know about how many people know about the guardian bells. So
Ooh, I love it. Hit
so
it, bro.
I love guardian bells, and you know there's a story behind it that says that there's
Keep talking.
gremlins
I'll
that
be back.
jump up
I'm gonna show them.
onto your bike. That's what causes the potholes and all the stuff to go wrong. But if you put a guardian bell, which is a little tiny bell you hang from your bike, if you put it on your bike and you put it as low as you can, that the ringing from that helps keep the road gremlins away. So I've got a guardian bell. They say that the magic will work whether you buy it for yourself or you gift it, but tradition is to gift it. It says that it makes the magic stronger. Um, there's a whole bunch of different orientations and stories about them. They come in all kinds of different designs and everything. So you always got to watch and see what that story is. Pay attention to that kind of stuff. That's that history, that culture that we were talking about. So whenever you want to honor that, the stories like the Guardian Bells and that question just came from my 12-year-old son, by the way. So the question about guardian bells is to go on there, research, look at different designs, look at all that. But if you got someone you care about, go get them a guardian bell if they don't have one. Tell them the story that you find out while you're searching it up, and tell them about gifting it to somebody else. Keep that going, because that's one of the traditions in the motorcycle culture that I actually fell in love with. Um,
Absolutely, absolutely.
what do you think about them?
Hey man, I believe in them. I was trying to see if I could show you mines where it's located for our viewers, where it's located on the bike. But however, it's for me. If you get a chance or you want to see us in person and you want us to do a live show in your area, just hit that Gmail down there and we'll link up. But nah, seriously, uh, I like them. My a close friend of mine gave me one for the sports bike, and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know where to put it. I didn't know the meaning of it, so I put it inside the back decal. But that was my earlier times of riding, right? So, and the storyline is what my bro just said, but I get a sense of security. Now, I'm not superstitious by any means, but there's certain things that I do before I ride, right? So, first off, I make sure that I got the proper gear on. If it's cold, I'm gonna put my gear on. If it's warm, I'm not really wearing gear like that. My helmet, that's about it. And clothes, of course. I don't ride around naked mouthing it, but um, I put on my. There's a piece that I received on my birthday for my cousin who passed away. My cousin, rest in peace. I put that piece on because I feel like she's one of my guardian angels, right? And then I got blessed with a piece that I also put on, right? And then, of course, I put on, whatever accessories that I want to have on for the day. The guardian belt stays on the bike. And my suggestion to you, you don't have to, but if you get blessed with a guardian belt and you happen to trade the bike in, get your property off of it, because from
Yep.
what I'm hearing is that Guardian Bell only works for you on that bike. I'm not sure if it transfers over to the next owner of that bike. And I messed up last time. I had a 2010 Limited Ultra Classic 18 or no 16-inch H on it, and when that bike went away, I had the dopest, oh my God, the dopest Guardian Bell, and I did not think to take it off. I took everything else off. And so I'm looking at the new bike, like, yeah, I'm about to and I'm looking around like, man. But like I said, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I was just so sad because due to tradition, you just don't go out and buy it for yourself. You know what I mean? So it's
Yep.
like, dang. So I started throwing hints out there, bro. I was like, hey, yo, I sure wish I had a guardian, bro. No, nothing. Well, I need to ride safe. No, nothing at all. Okay. All right. There's one bro. I don't even know if he's been watching this show, but get in line. I done shouted you out on the show, so you better like, share, subscribe, and be one of the top fans. And if you're not up here, we got issues. But get in line. I went to the all women's ride out in Fayetteville, North Carolina this year, right? He's out doing some 360 booth. Shout out to his sister 360 Vibes. She was out there. And a bunch of other people. Profit was out there. It's like a bunch of other vendors that was out there. However, I'm walking around and my bro get in line was like, yo, what's up, man? Trouble, how you been? Da, 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 da. So we chopping it. And we just happened to be standing beside Shades and Guardian Bells. Now, I did throw out the hint. I was like, dang, sure would be nice to have a Guardian Bell. And he looked at me, he's like, man, you ain't got one? I said, I had one, bro. Long story. So I walk off. He ended up buying it and blessing me with that Guardian Bell, and it's on the bike now.
Hey, that's what
So
it's about.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. You never know. You never know who's gonna look out, and as long as it's coming from a place of positivity, this don't take a garden bell from anybody, man. Somebody could be putting some roots on you, but as long as it's coming from a place of positivity, man, I'm with it. Give it to me.
So there's another debate that's been going on, especially in North Carolina. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying there for a second. But there's another debate that's going on, which is, changing the helmet law that we have here. And as you know,
Mm,
right now, it's a requirement for everybody. It doesn't matter. You got to wear a helmet inside the state of North Carolina. But other states, like I'm maybe an hour away from South Carolina, and down there it's 18 and up. I think it might be 21 and up. I'm not exactly sure on that. Either way, I'm over the age, so I ain't got to worry about it. But
right.
I don't like wearing a helmet. I've got the smallest half shell that you could possibly get. Like it fits right here on top of my hat. So I'm telling you, you can't even tell that I've got it on 90% of the time. So I really don't like them. But then I've got other bros that, even on the road glide or the street glide, swear by full face. And it's not even because of the Bluetooth or any of that. It's just the comfort of the full face. But to me, myself, I feel like I'm losing my line of sight. My peripherals, or however you say it, isn't as good on a full face as it is half shell. So what do you think about that
Yeah.
one?
Um, I partake in both. So what I will say around here, I did it one time, and I immediately remembered that I didn't have my helmet on. Uh, Bike week, Ohio, uh, Florida. Where else have I been? No helmet law. I can't remember. But in those places, I'm fine. I feel like I'm still protected for some reason, if that's odd or not, but I'm fine with it. Do I want to put on a helmet all the time? No, not at all. But out here, due to the bipolarism, it actually helps me stay warm in the winter. But in the summertime, I could care less about it. I've actually, yeah, this is in the past, so it doesn't matter. So I've actually, in the summertime, at nighttime, had about an hour and a half to go to the crib, right? It was hot. I couldn't take it. It was in the 90s at nighttime, and I was like, "Yo, this helmet is first off, half shell is cutting me up under here because it's so hot, and then I just can't cool down, and it's too much traffic." So I put it in my lid, man, and just put the hat on backwards and made it look like a helmet, so to speak. And I'll see you later. So I'm kind of biased because like wintertime I don't mind them, but I do feel you on the peripheral. I never liked the full face on the sports bike, but I hated the amount of wind that I was receiving on the half shell on the sports bike. So like,
I can feel that.
yeah, I can go either way, man. I guess it would like if North Carolina was ever to decide that it was no helmet law, you gotta be 21 and up to wear a helmet or whatever. I'd be down for it because there's a lot of store runs and it's a lot of going to work real quick that I can do and not worry about running back in to grab the helmet. But other times it's gonna be all right. It's a no helmet or no lid state, but I'm gonna still wear it because of certain things. Rain, for example. I don't know if any of the riders
Yep.
up here have experienced rain with a half shell or no lid at all, but it's not fun. It's
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah.
I'm
I,
just gonna
I
be
can tell
honest.
you.
Yeah, that it hurts. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, me and my prayers were coming from Florida when they had the hottest weekend of the year this year. Nobody told me when we was coming down that it was a heat advisory. However, we're coming back from the heat and we get hit with needles. We both got full faces on, no mask, no nothing. short sleeves on, and we getting toe up by needles. Bang, 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 bang. For people who don't know what needles are, little hairpin rain. It hurts. It hurts. Not gonna lie. So, excuse me. Helmets, cool with them, but do I have to have them? If the law was passed, 85% of the time I wouldn't wear it.
See, for me, it depends on the rain. Let me put it that way. Because in North
Yeah,
Carolina, we get a lot of that misty crap,
yeah.
and as far as that mist is concerned, the full face is just out because it stays so covered. There's nothing to do. I put Rain-X and all kinds of stuff on there, man, and I'm telling you, I don't like it. I would rather get me some shades and pull up my mask and throw on my half shell, and I'm good to go. If I have to, I'll wear my hat just like this with my bill in the front, and I'll pull it down, and I'll
That's
make
right.
sure that I'm blocked because I don't like it at all. But so we have I don't know what just happened to my light. Stop it. Okay, so I have no clue what just happened, but we have a special guest, y'all. So while I figure this out, I'm gonna let them talk for a second, and let's go ahead and get you on here.
Ho, ho,
What up?
ho, ho. What up, no?
What up? What up? What up?
What's good with you, big bro? How you been?
Man, I had to. I've been running around today, running around, trying to get some stuff taken care of. You know, man, I
Girls
gotta
are
go
messing
do
with
some
that
stuff.
heater.
I gotta shoot up to
Hey,
Ohio this weekend, so I've been trying to get some stuff taken care of.
hey, Frost. Oh, there you go. He muted it. Okay. You froze, big bro. So for technical difficulty purposes, uh, just want to let everybody know this is Kickstandz down, and we have a special guest, which I had no idea he was coming into the studio. I would like for him to introduce himself, if he could slide back in there. But for those who don't know, that's Archbishop A.B. Diamonds, Mr. Bishop himself. Maybe reconnect to the live stream for us, bro, and then we can continue with everything going. But yeah, while we're waiting on him, wow. Hey, look, the host did not tell me that we had a surprise guest. You see how he do? But that's why this show is how it is. You know what I mean? It's full of surprises. It's full of laughter. It's full of seriousness. It's just full of everything, man. Education, motivation, uplifting, gifts, as we saw earlier. And he's back. There we go. Welcome back to Kickstandz Down. Who you be, sir?
Man, I don't know what's going on, brother. I was sitting there talking, all of a sudden looked up like, damn, I ain't even on this bitch no more. What's up? Yeah,
Right. Hey, last saw you froze.
right, right. Shit, everybody cool?
Everybody good. It's me and you right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I see he's still working on trying to get his stuff together. So what y'all talking about? I'm just now coming in. I had sent him a message, told him I was gonna
Yeah, we
pop
talked
in
about it.
because I was out running around. But what y'all talking about?
So,
Uh,
go ahead, Frost.
the latest thing we was talking about was the helmet laws and all that kind of stuff right before you popped up. But I forgot to tell Trouble you was hopping in here, and then I had a technical issue. As you can see, the power's out again. So um, I kind of missed a couple seconds that what he was talking about. So he can fill you in if he wants to, but that's what we was originally on.
Yeah, so real quick, for everybody who don't know, this is Archbishop AB Diamonds, www.youtube.com/AB Diamonds is his particular podcast that he has. He's also a part of the Big Boneyard. I wish we had the but we ain't got that far yet. We good. We good. But But just a quick rundown. We did a show on Saturday, big bro, and we were talking about giving back to the community and things of that nature. Kickstandz Down was actually able to achieve a goal. We filled up a box, so hooray for us. We were talking about that, and then we just bounced around. We started talking about what is a riding season, if there's a such thing. Then we started talking about if you do stay in a bipolar state like North Carolina, winterizing the bike. If you're not, and I believe actually, Archbishop, I want to stop right there because on one of the shows you had started talking about winterizing your bike. So can you inform us on how you winterize your bike? Well, one of your bikes.
Well, um, well, well now I don't have to winterize it because I'm in Florida. But before,
Right.
right? But before when I was in Ohio, now it gets super cold up there. You know what I mean? So um, basically, what I did for the most part, I kept it. Number one, I kept it in the garage, but I kept it. The garage was always heated anyway, so that part stayed good to keep keep your gas from gelling and stuff like that. Put it in the stable because I know I wasn't going to be riding it. Put the tender on it. Take the negative terminal off the bike. You if you don't have um, a trickle down charger or whatever, then take that negative terminal off.
Okay.
One of the big things I've seen too is that I mean it seems weird, and a lot of people do know this, but a lot of them don't. Is you know if you decide to take your battery out, where to put it? You know what I mean? Because some people
Mm.
ground. You sit it on the ground, it's gonna zap it. It's done. You know what I mean? So you have to make sure that you put it somewhere where it's gonna stay a like when I took mine out, I kept it to where it was like at least 70 degrees. So I took it in the
Okay.
house, stored it to where I mean it was gonna keep that constant temperature to where it wasn't gonna take out on me or whatever whenever I try to hook it back up. Um, but for the most part, I mean that's the basic things is keeping it on the tender, keeping that stable in it. At least try to run it. I mean, at least try to run it every couple of days, once a week. Just to keep that. You got that gas is still flowing through the lines. You know what I mean? To keep that from gumming up, stuff like that. I mean, you may want to run it a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I used to start it up, let it run uh, 10, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Shut it off. I mean, it's good to go for another couple days, 4, 5, 6 days or whatever. I ain't worried about it. The off season. You ain't worried about riding no bike during that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From October to probably like the end of March, beginning of April, you ain't stuck no bike. The whole thing you doing during that time, like you trying to figure out all the little pieces that you want to get put on prior to that time. You know what I mean? So you
That's
ain't even
right.
worried about riding it. You on the mock up time now. Like, okay, we about to strip this bike. I'm about to have this. And, you know what I mean? It's about Archbishop 3.0 in April. Ready to go.
That's right. That's right. So let me ask you a question then. Now you just taught me something. Because you said take off the negative terminal. Now I had no idea about that. Like if you're going to use a trickle charger. Now I did know because sometimes when I use the charger, I'll just remove the seat or whatever the case may be, cover it up, Because right now it's not garage kept. I usually keep my bikes garage kept, but right now it's not garage kept. My baby's sitting outside. She's taking it out with me. But what does that negative taking off the negative do?
It basically it's it keeps the battery from being engaged for the most part. I
Okay.
mean, you do it
Okay.
for a regular car too. I mean, a car that you're not driving, you're not going to be driving it for a while, or whatever. Take that negative terminal off of it. You know what I mean? It's not going to. You know how you ever seen like you had a car that you don't normally drive, and you just have it just sitting there. Then you jump in it. First thing, as soon as you put the key in it, it's dead. I mean, automatically you gotta jump it. But if you kept that negative terminal off of it, you stand a chance of being able to put that. hooking it up and being able to start it up and go.
Respect, respect. So the next thing that we were talking about, all right. So we said the riding season. We didn't cover that. We didn't cover the battery part. What were we just talking about? Oh, Guardian bells. What's your thought pattern on the Guardian bell? And when I say what's your thought pattern, I want you, if you would, break down where it comes from, the origin, and then as far as is it okay for you to buy one for yourself, or is it more or less a gift? Or and then how do you feel about if and when you decide to sell your bike, taking it back off and placing it on the newer bike?
Uh, boy, you got a bunch of them. You got a bunch of damn questions. Okay,
I
so
learned it from you though, man, bro. What's up? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
so okay, so with the Guardian Bill, number one, you do not buy your own bill; it has to be gifted to you, and they also have to be the one to put it on for you. Um, a lot of people didn't know that. You know what I mean? They just thought because they gifted it that they just throw it on there. No, the person who gave it to you is the one who puts it on. Um, Now, if you ever sell your bike or whatever, I mean, you can take it off. I personally, because I'm superstitious, um, and I know that I can't get the same person to take the bail off because the person that gave me the bail um, was no longer living during that time. So I had somebody else take off the bail and then put it on my other bike. You know, um, and then this last bike that I had here, somebody gifted me a bail, and they were like, "Here, I got you the bail," and walked off. I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm getting ready to leave. I'm like, "Nah, not till you put the bail on. Here, take this, take this. Here's where I want it. Put it right there." You know what I mean? I'm not messing with it. But but it all stems back from. It says that the guardian bill is supposed to ward off the road demons. And not everybody is superstitious, but I am, and I mean, I definitely believe in that, and I haven't had any problems. You know, um, thank God that. So I contributed all to the bill. Like, okay, like what I mean, I made it from A to B. I'm good. Bill worked. You know what I mean? So um, I don't I don't ride a bike without one. You know?
Hey, look, I think that was a pun intended. You said A to B. I like what you did there.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know.
So just so you know, AB, that question came from your buddy Waterboy over here. So that was his question. Just so everybody knows, he wanted to know about the Guardian bells because he has two of the mini choppers himself, and he's got Guardian bells. So he knows about the whole history behind them as well.
Oh, okay, okay. Mm-mm.
So there was a where did we go? Helmets. So that's where we ended up at. So what say you, AB? Helmet laws and how do you ride? Do you ride with the helmet or do you ride without the helmet or do you prefer a helmet or not a helmet?
Uh, well, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't go nowhere without my helmet. Um, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've had several, and I know several people that's no longer here today because of not wearing a helmet. One of them was a girlfriend of mine that didn't wear a helmet, and I told her literally 15, 20 minutes prior to something happening to put your helmet on. We wasn't riding together. She was riding with someone else, and I had noticed while they were riding, it was how you be riding on Facebook and you just everybody seeing you ride or whatever. And when she stopped and called, I was like, "Yo, put that helmet on." Oh no, like no, I'm good. We ain't that far away. Blah 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 blah. Nah, put that helmet on, and this was like maybe 3 o'clock in the evening, And by 4:45, I'm getting a phone call that something happened, and she didn't make it because she didn't have that helmet on. You know what I mean? So I wear my helmet, faithfully. You know what I mean? Because um, number one, even if something do happen, I'm I'm doing everything humanly possible to make sure I make it back to the house. You know what I mean? And I don't want to not make it back to the house being stupid because I'm trying to be cool. You know what I mean? Because I want my hair to flow in the wind, and you know what I mean, all that old pretty shit. So
I got you. I got you. So I do have another question for you because this was a surprise visit, uh, honor and respect. So would you be able to give us, as well as our viewers, a quick rundown of how Mr. Archbishop started with riding bikes in general? If you could just run it down from how you learned uh, to up to now. What piqued your interest in motorcycles and then developed to motorcycle culture until what you are now?
well, let's see. Well, when we talking about that, we got to go back some years, because I've been on the actual MC set for 24 years. So now prior to that, I had um, I had no interest nor desire to ride a motorcycle. I didn't care for them. You know what I mean? That was my brother's thing. He the one who wanted to ride all the cross rockets and run up and down the road and stand up on them and pop wheelies and all that sort of shit. And it just wasn't my thing, you know. And ain't stopping from trying, to get me to do it. But I never was too interested in doing it. And it took him bugging the hell out of me. He was like, come on, man, we're gonna learn how to ride these motorcycles. We gonna join the club and we're gonna do this. I'm just like, yeah, all right, whatever. Because I'm in my head, I'm not doing none of that shit. You know what I mean? I'll learn how to ride a bike with you, but I'm not doing the rest of that shit. And it started out with I bought this bullshit bike from a friend of mine that was getting divorced and he was trying to get rid of the bike. And he sold me the bike for $100. And just to get rid of it, just to piss his old lady off. So he sold me the bike for $100. Uh, I lived out in the country, so I just got out and just rode it. Rode it down a couple roads, brought it back. You know what I mean? Next time I went a little further, and until I got the hang of riding. You know what I mean? So I didn't have to go to no school, nothing like that. I just basically just taught myself how to do it. Uh, the whole joining the bike clubs and stuff like that happened later. Um, my my brother finally had talked me into checking it out. You know what I mean? He was like, man, we don't got to do it. We can just hang around and just see what it's like. You know what I mean? If you like it, then you can do it. All right, cool. All right, cool. So I went and I hung around a little bit, uh, and it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like I said, it still wasn't me. You know. Um, but something took place a little bit later, and my brother ended up passing away. And this was one of the things that we had said that we was going to do together. So I kept it going. You know what I mean? So like I said, when I first started on the MC thing, like I said, I didn't really give a shit about it. I just did it more or less in remembrance of him. But then once I got into it, and the partying part, I didn't really care about the partying. Hell, I could party at home. I was pretty damn good at that, so I didn't need to come in the bike club to party. And you know, but the politics of it is what got me. You know what I mean? Being able to move around and you know and be political and learn the actual political side of it, the ropes of how things supposed to be. The protocol and understanding the traditions and and how things was actually played out, which I was kind of shocked at that point because I didn't think it was that much to it. Like hell, I ain't doing nothing but riding up and down the road on a bike. I mean, it can't be that damn complicated. But yeah, it is. You know what I mean? And it's grown throughout the years. So um, yeah, so that's kind of the short version on how that went. Like I said, this is going on 24 years, and I'm still doing it. I mean, so like I said, I didn't initially do it because I wanted to do it, but I held it down afterwards.
Now, I got a question for you because, we've actually personally talked about this a few times. And as you know, you was going to hop on the show the other night, but you didn't make it back in time. So, about the whole giving back and all of that, we actually had an okay turnout with all that. So that went good. We are still taking stuff until Wednesday as far as the toy drive goes, but we're accepting blankets and stuff like that for those in need. Um, and trying to do a little bit of what you also promote on the channels that you're associated with. By the way, that is AB Diamonds, the Diamond Effect on YouTube, and the Big Boneyard. Make sure you click the links on the channel, go over, like, share, and subscribe on those pages as well. But
Yeah, actually, before you go with your question, we got rid of the AB dollars. Like right now, you can. I think if you, I think if you still type it in, it may still send you there because of just how the route was set up. Um, but now it's just strictly the dominant effect. So
okay,
be the that's going to be the name of the show. Um, I'm working on some stuff now to try to get it done. uh, Final little touches done here next couple weeks, so we could be able to start the first show here. But I think that's going to turn out to be pretty good. I mean, it's not going to be your typical um, biker podcast. I mean, we're gonna dig our nose in a lot of different shit. It's gonna be a lot of little angles. It's gonna be entertaining, but it's gonna be adult worthy entertainment. So just like on the Boneyard, I don't cut no corners on there, and I ain't gonna cut no corners on this. You know what I mean? So, but it's gonna be a good time. I mean, so the ones that haven't subscribed on there, go on the Dominant Effect. You see it right there. Go on there, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build it up so that we can get going on that. And Mike Ball, I see you on here. I've been trying to call your ass, and I ain't heard from you. So you better get at me, son. But go ahead with your question.
but yeah, so how do you feel about what we're trying to do as far as helping with the whole changing the narrative in the MC world, trying to promote that clubs are not street gangs? And I know that you are heavily involved in that. So, how do you feel about all that?
Well, the um, overall saying that motorcycle clubs are not street gangs. That's kind of like that's the how can you call it? I've been pushing it for months. You know what I mean? Ever since they started going on mainstream talking about this. You know what I mean? And the reason why I was pushing it so much is because on our end, on the motorcycle club end, okay, people be on the news, mainstream media, they go on there and they talk about different stuff. And then a lot of the stuff that they talk about aren't true. Isn't true at all. So Um, but one thing you have to realize is this: it doesn't. When you're dealing with the news, it doesn't have to be true. It just has to be said first. So you very seldom hear them come back and recant something that they said. You very seldom hear that. I mean, like it's pretty much non-existent now because once they put it out into the atmosphere, then that's just what it is. And if you say that enough times and you keep saying, biker gang this, and every time you talk about something, every motorcycle club is considered as a gang, then what is it that everybody's going to think? You know what I mean? Because nobody from the motorcycle side is actually out here talking. They're not actually out here saying, no, this is not what it is. You know what I mean? They're um, they're not saying that. You know what I mean? So by you not saying that, you just it's like you agreeing by not saying something. You know, um, so we trying to change that whole stereotype. Now dealing with what y'all doing there, um, it's a damn good idea. Damn good idea. I mean, me and Bone done the same thing last year. Like we went out like last year. Me and Bone, I know we passed out well over 700 meals one day. We would just we would go back, making them, loading them up on trucks, and we was bouncing all around Tampa, just giving them out. You know what I mean? And it was like an all day affair. Now, when I was in Ohio, we did the same thing. You know, we had it. Um, I went a little further with it in Ohio. You know, because we had it set up to where uh, people could come um, to the building, and we had Thanksgiving dinner already prepared for them to eat. Then once they ate, then you could go. Um, we had different rooms, and each room had something different. So you go in one room, you can get coats. You go in another room, you can get and blankets and gloves. You go in another room, you can get like different different hygiene products and stuff. You go to another room, you could get milk. We had diapers. We had produce, all different kind of stuff. So you can walk out of there with a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? And we did it for like that one full day. We started at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we pushed it all the way up until like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. And it was we didn't think that many people was going to come, but we had a lot of stuff, and it was like people was coming from everywhere. You know what I mean? To the point that we just cleaned out. You know what I mean? So that told us that there's a lot of people here that's really in need that you didn't realize. In even being in a small town like that, you didn't realize that there was that many people that needed something. So on Christmas we did the same thing. Adopted a couple families, um, got them Christmas dinner, gifts for the kids, even a gift for the adults. You know what I mean? Because it's Christmas. You know what I mean? It ain't just about the kids. You know what I mean? You raising these kids, you deserve something too. You know what I mean? And they was um, so we did that, and we've been. I mean, that's been going on for several years. And it was several clubs that contributed, that came through, and they raided their closets for clothes and coats and everything else, and bought them in there. You know what I mean? It was crazy, the participation that all these clubs did to be able to pull that off, but they did. And so what y'all doing is it's not new, but it's good. You know what I'm saying? And it's good because y'all are promoting it here, and you actually, like do what you say you're doing. You know what I mean? If you say you go that this is what you're gonna do, be true to it. And pull it through. You know what I mean? So I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all for doing that.
Where's the applause button? We gotta get the applause button. But no, seriously, AB, I really appreciate that.
He's got it.
Love and respect. He got it.
Could you hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know whether y'all can hear it. Could you hear it?
Do it, do it, do it.
Did y'all hear it?
Slightly. It was slight. We couldn't really hear it all the way. But hey, look, we got the effect. No pun intended. But but nah, that's
Trying to
that's
have that
that's
soon.
real. Huh?
I said we trying to have that soon.
Hey, we working it out, man. We working it out. But on some real, that story alone, I didn't know that part. That you were doing in Ohio. I didn't know that part. I knew about the previous down where you're at now, but I didn't know that part. And it intrigues me because when you said you had several rooms, right? That's a dope concept that I've never thought about. And that's why channels like ours, channels like yours, channels like everybody else's is important because it gives different aspects on how to do certain things to reach out to the community. Notice, guys, we up here talking about our views and our points, right? We're also trying to help educate the ones who don't know, right? So, with all that being said, take all of this in, and regardless if you be a part of the set or not, like my bro Frost said, you don't have to have rags in order to help out a community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely intrigued. I'm definitely going to ask you more questions. I know that we're running real deep right now, but I'm definitely going to ask more questions on how you guys went about setting it up, getting the monetary gifts in order to set it up, or was it out of pocket? uh, because that's important as well. Because you got a lot of smaller clubs. Some people call them mom and pop clubs, but you got a lot of smaller clubs that want to do bigger things and they don't have the direction.
Well, I'll tell you
So
how.
if you
I
go
tell
ahead.
you how. So what we did was is that when I presented it to my club, and I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and we decided what portion that we was gonna do. Okay, so we already had that stuff out the way. You know what I mean, as to what all we were gonna do. So my second thing was that I had to get with. I put it out to all the clubs that was in that area. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, and in order to accommodate all of it, so we had it to where like okay, this one club it was they were like 40 they were like 40 deep. So they was like, okay, well, we want to do all the sides. Okay, cool. So they bought in all the sides. And then the females of that club wanted to do the little baskets for like personal hygiene and stuff like that. So they put together those things. And we had another club that uh, wanted to do another part of it. I'm like, okay, cool. So you do that part. And then we had a couple other clubs that called and was like, okay, seemed like y'all got that part sold up, but um we got clothes, we have coats, we got jackets, we got, all this other stuff. Would y'all want that too? Sure, bring it all. You know what I mean? Like bring anything and everything that you could think of, and we're gonna find somewhere to do it. I got in contact with the homeless shelters in that area. I got a hold of Job and Family Services. I got a hold of the Salvation Army and the Red Cross and told them what all we were doing. And told them like, people come here, send them over there. Um, we pushed it out a little bit, promoted it. We had to, the news even showed up and did a full um, uh, workup on it, all that. I got the link. I'll send it to you if you can see it. Um, but everybody came in there, like I said. Then we went and I got a hold to this supermarket and this produce store. So the supermarket they donated like milk and diapers and different stuff like that. And then this produce store they they showed up with like all the vegetables you could think of. I mean, it was just boxes and boxes and boxes of vegetables of all fruit, vegetables of all kinds. You know what I mean? So it was it didn't cost the it didn't cost a lot because it was broke up so much. You know what I mean? Because so many clubs chipped in and we didn't go and take no big collection up from nowhere. We didn't charge anybody for nothing. I mean, everything was completely voluntary and we just rounded it all up. I mean, it was like so many people that wanted to be involved with it after we got it going that we just piled it up, and we was able to do that.
Yeah, that's super dope. Like I was saying on the previous show, saying it on this show, and I appreciate you for your time and consideration, your pointers, because I do believe about three shows back you jumped on in there and you you gave a pointer. You're like, nah. You wanted to say, nah, that's bullshit. Da, 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 da. But you gave you gave your pointer, so I do appreciate you. But I think that that right there has given me a different direction and a different outlook on how to do certain things in and out of a club, and just to help boost up this particular podcast that we're actually doing because I do feel like we are in our own lane. However, there are, other podcasts out here, but I feel like for speaking up for the support side, I feel like we're the pillars. And I want to make sure that we put a good stamp on, of course, motorcycle etiquette, but however, community. Because without community, me, nor Frost, nor you would be here. And let's just be real about the whole ordeal. But Frost, how do you feel about the direction of this conversation, now, man? Because it has taken a nice twist, but it has also been very educational.
Man, I can go ahead and tell you that what Archbishop is talking about, that's that amazing stuff that, we hope to hear about when we talk about changing the narrative, because it's stuff like that that's going to start to get the general public to see not all bikers are bad like they make us out to be. Some of us are actually out here doing good. And yeah, like I've said before, if you go out and you buy a bushel of apples, there's always a better chance of finding some rotten ones in there than going out and selecting a handful of apples that you're going to take care of because they're going to look better. So they're not going to be rotten. You can take your time to weed all that out. And that's what the MC community really needs to do and is doing. But at the same time, like you've heard all these other people say, the pop-up clubs or certain other clubs, get into it with each other and all that. And that's going to happen no matter what kind of demographic you're looking at. So it's not only bikers. So seeing stuff like this, the giving back, the helping the community, all that kind of stuff, I think it's wonderful. I love it. That right there is what I'm sitting here trying to, help push. And I know that that's what both of you are sitting here trying to help push. And that's what it takes, is that unity right there between everybody coming together and trying to get this knocked out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it all starts with the overall. You got to have a motivation behind it, And I tell you what actually got me motivated to do this. And like I said, we've been doing this for 7, 8 years now. Um, no, no, I take it back. Take it back. It's been well over 12. We've been doing that. Um, but I'm gonna tell you what actually got it motivated though. I was um I was at work, well going to work one morning, and was working at this hospital, putting new glass and stuff in this hospital. And I pulled up with my crew, and the little sections that they have for the buses when the city buses come through, the little glass structure. There was a there was a family sleeping in that little structure, and it was a dad, a mom, and two little kids. One kid probably about 3, 4 years old. Um, and I got out and I seen them there, and I seen the little boy there, and the little boy was trying to wake up his mother, and I kept hearing him say, "Mom, wake up! I'm hungry. Mom, wake up! I'm hungry." And it like killed me to see that little boy right there, you know. And the mother woke up and she was like, "We'll get you something. You just gotta hold on." And he just kept saying, "Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry." And so I went inside and I got getting my crew together, and I'm telling you, you know, when God wants you to do something, He gonna trouble your mind until you do it. And that troubled my mind for like 45 minutes. That's all I thought about was that little boy. And so I told my crew, like, okay, y'all go ahead and get started. I'm gonna run down to the truck, grab a few things. I'll be back. I went to went to McDonald's and just bought up shit and came back and fed them people, you know. And the the husband or the dad, he was like, "Man, you didn't have to do that." I'm like, "Yeah, I did, man, because it troubled my mind until I did it." And when stuff like that troubles me to do, I know that that's coming from a another place. I mean, I know that that's just God telling me, like, no, you seen that. Go down there and feed them people. And so that's what I did. But it was like after I did that, it was still bothering me, because it was like, and I kept questioning myself, like, okay, like I fed them people. I mean, why is this still on my mind so much? And then it hit me. Okay, if you could do that for one, then what can you do for more than one? What can you do for 10 or 15 or 20? So like I said, I came up with the idea. I bought it to my chapter. We talked about it. They was all gun ho about it. And it was like, okay, so how are we gonna make this work? This is your baby. How are you gonna make it work? And I got busy with it. Like I said, I got that motivation. And once I got that motivation, I didn't stop until it was done. And that's the same thing that's gonna happen with y'all. I mean, once you get going with this, once you get your initial motivation, that's what's gonna keep driving you to keep doing it. And that's also the same thing that goes on with this show. Once you have a couple of good shows, a couple of good topics, that you start seeing the stuff that you're able to talk about, and the people how they coming in and collaborating with you, and because you're telling them stuff that they never heard, or information that they duly needed. You know what I mean? Because like I say all the time, it's not just we may be motorcyclists, we may be bikers, but we're people first. You know what I mean? So, and you got to be able to, you got to know your brand. You got to know what you're talking about for being fact, and you got to be able to back that up. You know what I mean? To be able to put it out there. I mean, I don't believe in just telling people stuff. You know what I mean? Just for the simple fact of just telling them. You know what I mean? I got to go further than that. Because that's just me. But yeah, but that's how you do it. You got to have that motivation.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel the same way. Motivation and consistency, I would just add on to it because anything that's not consistent, you already know. Uh, with anything that's not growing is dying. So even when you feel like your work is going unnoticed, just keep it up. If you know in your heart that's what you feel that you need to do, just keep it up because one day it'll definitely pay off. And I appreciate you, AB, for first off, like I said, coming onto the show and definitely dropping these diamonds because you, like I stated before, you put me in a different mind state of how to actually achieve certain goals, and they're not far fetched at all. It's basically what we've been talking about, which is conversation. So you get a good conversation piece, and you get knowledge from others who's actually been doing it for years. You said 12, right? Something like that.
Hmm.
So hey, Frost, we got some work to do, baby.
Freddie, how about you?
You know what,
Hey,
man? Times you get it. A lot of times you get a lot of help because you may have other people that want to do the same thing that you're doing, that just don't know how to do it. And then once they hear that you're doing it, then they're like, oh, okay, so what I mean, I don't got to be the full lead on it, but I can be a part of it. You know what I mean? And they want to jump into it. So the big thing is that you got to put it into existence. That's the thing. You got to put it into existence. And if you once you do that, the ones who's gonna come and help, they're gonna come help. But you're not gonna have to beg. It's gonna come to you.
hey, what they say, not to get biblical, but what they say, AB, faith without works is dead, right?
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Hey, I'm digging it. Hey, like I said, I appreciate all the viewers who are still with us here at Kickstandz Down. I appreciate AB for stopping by. and supplying that beautiful dropping diamonds information. And you did update. It's not AB Diamonds, right? It's what is it again? The
Yeah,
Diamond Effect.
yep, the dominant effect.
So
That's gonna be the
so
name of
go
the
ahead
show.
and right. So go ahead and start liking and subscribing, guys, to the Diamond Effect. I've already been on his shorts. Yo, you are hilarious with these shorts, but I've
I
already
know. I
been
love them.
watching this. Hey, look. So every time sidebar. So every time I click on it and I'm looking at a short, I find myself not doing work. So I have to stop and I'm like, wait a minute, did he do a show too? Like, wait a minute, did I miss it? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got us waiting. I'm gonna tell you, your anticipation is crazy. Just like the movie, the anticipation is crazy. That we're all in. Wait a minute, we're all in it.
Hmm. Well, we about to
Okay.
movie's about to start back up. Um, uh, they've been they've been going through some stuff. They had to go through and do some rewriting and some rescripting and stuff like that. But yeah, I got word today that they about to get that cranking. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure y'all will be hearing something about that soon. Because I think both y'all gonna be a part of that though, right? If I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. Yes, so
Absolutely.
you'll be hearing about that soon. I mean, okay, actually, that right there, I'm kind of stoked about that. You know what I mean? Especially the the um, the character that they got me playing, and I hope he didn't change nothing, man. Because I'm telling you, I was dead on that, like waiting. You know what I mean? It's like he made that perfect. So I hope he didn't change it.
Now I
Man,
don't
I'm
think you
telling
did.
you, from what I read of the script, I'm hoping that too much hasn't changed myself because it was already good. But I can't wait either. I'm right there with you on that one.
Hmm.
He hit me today and was asking. He was like, "Hey, Trouble, you got a few moments in the afternoon for me to talk to you?" I said, "Yep, yep. Let me know the time. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what I got to do." I'm excited, man. Like I think it's really going to be epic. I think it's going to bring a different look to the actual culture that we're in, and I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for that, and I'm ready for whatever else comes behind.
Hmm. You know what? Before we get off of what we was talking about before, let me say this, and I think this is probably most important than anything else that I said is that um, when we're talking about um, helping people and we talking about Thanksgiving, like what all we did for Thanksgiving to help out someone, and what we did for Christmas and stuff like that. But people need to realize that Thanksgiving and Christmas is not the only time that you help somebody, and I think that's where we get sidelined at. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, I did something for somebody on Thanksgiving. Yeah, I did something on Christmas, and okay, I did my good deed for the year. That's not necessarily that's not how that goes. You know, my mom and my grandmother used to say, like, you never turn somebody away because that person just may be God in disguise. So even though like it be times that I don't want to do it, and everything in me will tell me don't do it, I'll still do it because I still got that in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? And then too, you think about it as well. You know, you always get back what you give, whether you realize it or not. You always get it back. So uh, I wanted to put that out there. Like, don't just do it because it's Thanksgiving and Christmas. You know what I mean? Have the mindset that that's what you do all year round because that's just what it's about. I mean, just helping out your fellow man. It doesn't have to be a holiday attached to it to lend a hand.
You know what? I think you just started something on Kickstandz down. Hey, Frost, I think he just started a movement called Yearly Givebacks. And I think that we should have a conversation about that and probably put that in motion, man.
I say
Mm.
let's do it because
Let's do it.
he's not lying. He's really not. It's not just about the holidays. It's about year round. There's always people that need help, especially with the way this government's doing, the economy's doing, everything else that's out here, it ain't getting no easier for anybody. So, them old school values of everybody looking out for each other, that's what we need to get back to because we've really lost it. And I think he's absolutely right. It's something that, can go on year round.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I'm game. Hey, I appreciate you, Archbishop. I mean, hey, look, what was the club name with what's the guy named Nick, right? From last show. What was his club's name? Did you mute yourself?
Yeah, he done muted himself.
You're talking about Nitro. That was Guardian
Nitro,
Riders.
Nitro, my bad. Guardian
Oh,
Riders. So you
yeah, that's right.
you were yeah, so you remember he said us graybeards, right? Well, we got a gray beard in here that's dropping some crazy knowledge on us. And like I'm definitely soaking it in. I got mental notes. I didn't write anything down, but the beauty of it is you can like, share, and subscribe and do the same thing that I'm gonna do, which is go back and review whatever you missed. So yeah, hey man, my mind is blown right now, Frost. Like, where you at with it?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm all for all of it. I'm grateful that Archbishop took time out of his evening to come on here and join us. So make sure you go check out the Diamond Effect on YouTube, and um, we also have the link in the channel descriptions for everybody that we try to help promote. Um, so I'm very grateful that he took that time out. We've had an outstanding show tonight with some great content. So thank you for all those who joined us live, and thank you for those that are watching after the show. Uh, we're grateful for everybody. We appreciate all the help that we got with the toys. And like I said, we're still doing blankets and stuff like that. We're still doing toys for a couple more days. You're more than welcome to hit up the email down here, kickstandsdown@gmail.com, if you want to contribute and are curious how. If you would rather send money, then you can always hit us up on the Cash App, and that's oops, that one guy Frost, just like the channel name. And keeping it logical said, "Man, I missed it."
Don't worry about it, brother. That's the beauty of go ahead and take your finger on the right hand side of the screen and drag it on back and watch it all over again.
Right.
Not to mention, hit that bell so you get notified next time we go live. Make sure you go to his channel and ours, like, share, and subscribe, and just keep showing up, showing some love, and we appreciate it. As far as anything
Yeah.
else goes, I'm pretty much good for this evening. I hit on all my topics, unless one of y'all got something that y'all trying to surprise me with, since I threw Archbishop in here as a surprise.
All
Hey,
right.
hey, look. So since you did that, I want to throw a monkey wrench in the ending of the show. I want us to do our close out. I want Archbishop to send us away from here with our last with his last thoughts. So I'll go ahead and spark it. Man, I appreciate everyone once again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Trouble, aka Left Lane Bully. Each one teach one. Keep a positive attitude. Your personality and your attitude determines your outcome. So remember that. Remember to tune in every Monday. We're gonna try to start doing Wednesdays and Fridays, but we're gonna see how it works. That's it for me.
As far as I'm concerned, it's that one guy, Frost. We appreciate everybody. And we're going to let Archbishop send us out tonight since he came over here, the guest of honor. Let him take us out. Everybody have a blessed one and continue to show us some love. Like, share, and subscribe.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all letting me come in as a guest. Kickstandz down. Like I said, I was. It's a pretty good show. You know what I mean? I didn't realize I was gonna do this much talking tonight, but I'm glad I did based on what y'all was talking about. As kind of hits a good spot. But like I said, I want to thank y'all for inviting me, and to everybody that was watching, happy holidays to you. Be safe, and like I said, come over and check us out on the Big Boneyard in a couple weeks. Hit us on the Diamond Effect. But like I said, if you're not on there yet, you see it right there. Go on YouTube, do that. Yeah, but in the meantime, we're gonna be turning it up on the Big Boneyard. So also go on Big Boneyard too. If you're not on there, like, share, subscribe on there as well. But thanks everybody, and until then, next time, peace.
I'm going in. We don't do all of that talking, bro. We going in. Yeah, everything's a go when I'm on the end. Gangsta, gangsta.